Alright folks, we're back up live on YouTube here once again, just doing a little hike, burning a few extra calories through the Ahwatukee desert trails here. As you can see right behind me here, we got all these hills and whatnot all behind me. Great landscape here in Ahwatukee, that's for sure. So let's talk about the legitimacy of government. You know, if you've never heard of a philosopher, one of my favorite philosophers, Lysander Spooner. If you've never heard of him, you need to hear of him. You need to look him up, read his stuff. Hopefully he'll spark the idea that you own yourself. And this whole idea that we spent 13 years under the thumb of government education, teaching us that government's man-made laws simply apply. And as a citizen, you have to obey. But have you ever asked anybody what the facts are that prove that their man-made laws apply to you? Well, I've never seen any facts. And if you take a look at my video that I did calling Revenue Canada, I was calling Canada because I want to open up a cannabis coffee shop up in Canada. And I didn't tell them it was a cannabis coffee shop I wanted to open. I just told them I wanted to open a business and wanted to question them about tax law. And I'd gone to the Canadian Taxing Authority's website, downloaded the PDFs, read a bunch of goobagog about percentages you got to pay if you make a certain amount, or what you have to pay employees, or what your supposed obligations are as a business owner. And I said to the lady, I said, ma'am, you know, I understand what you are saying. According to everything I'm reading, I am obligated to do, apparently. And I said, I have no problem doing these things. But first, I need to be fully informed. So one of the elements of tax law, or any law for that matter, any man-made law for that matter, one of the elements is applicability. All elements of a crime must be satisfied with facts and not opinions or assumptions. And she couldn't show me any facts that say, or that would prove, that the Canadian tax law applies to me, you, or anyone else for that matter. When I asked her for the facts proving that the tax laws apply, she said, why wouldn't they apply? Hey, I'm not making a claim here. I never said they didn't apply. You're telling me that I got to follow all these laws, rules, and regulations that some other human being wrote. My question is, where are the facts that prove that these written words on a piece of paper called law actually apply to me? There's an issue of applicability here. They just don't apply because you say they apply. That's your opinion. That's your assumption. Opinions and assumptions are not satisfactory to prove an element. You need facts. And there are no facts. They literally apply because the barrel of a gun says they apply. That's it. And that makes them no different than criminals. That's just the reality. I don't give a shit if the money's being used to build roads, if the money's being used to support a welfare state, to feed children. I don't give a shit what the money's being used for. There's a crime being committed here, and it's the crime of theft and extortion. Because without facts proving those laws apply to you, then it's the crime of extortion and theft. I mean, let's break this down. Let's not just skim over this idea that, you know, government is criminal. Let's really look into this. When a law is created, especially tax laws, they're basically legalizing the idea of theft and then making it a reality. And what is the difference between government and, say, the mafia? Well, the mafia supposedly doesn't have any facts to support their supposed claim on the fruits of your labor. You would think that the government would have facts proving their claim on your labor. But when you ask them for those facts proving their claim on your labor, they can't produce them. Why not? Well, I'll tell you why not. The answer is very simple. They're not government. They're criminals parading around acting like they're some kind of authority. And that's just the reality of the situation. And it's a sad reality, to tell you the truth. This has been going on for hundreds and thousands of years. Every government in the world has literally been a magnet for the criminally minded amongst that society. And once they get into positions of power in government, they brainwash everybody into believing that taxation is your responsibility. That's what makes you a patriotic taxpayer, I forgot that word, a proud, patriotic taxpayer. You're a good human being. Sure, criminals love hearing Americans say that. I'm a proud tax-paying American. You're not a proud tax-paying American. You're a victim of state-sanctioned theft and brainwashed. That's what you are. I'm hoping that these videos will it will ignite that small little flame of liberty, that seed that's in everyone. You own yourself. If you own yourself, no other human being on the face of the planet, not even those calling themselves government, can put a legitimate claim on any percentage of the fruits of your labor. And so I'm really hoping that these videos will spark that flame, and hopefully that flame will eventually grow into fire like it has with me. I highly recommend getting started now, checking out Lysander Spooner. He's an incredible philosopher. Check out Mark Stevens, M-A-R-C, markstevens.net. He's another student of the writings of Lysander Spooner. And Lysander Spooner and Ayn Rand, and these are authors and philosophers that really sparked the seed of liberty deep inside my gut. And I can never look at government as anything other than just a bunch of out-of-control criminals. And it's insane that we haven't evolved past the idea of government right now. You get some of these people that will say, you have to have government. People can't govern themselves. Well, that's bullshit. If people can't govern themselves, why in the fuck would you empower these same people to govern others? It doesn't make any sense at all. Absolute insanity. Anyways, guys, we're gonna head up this trail right over here. You can just take a look around right there. It's pretty cool. A little toasty out here today. So anyways, we're going to continue making these videos. We're going to do some phone calls to government and see if any of these agents, cops, lawyers, judges, IRS agents, Revenue Canada agents, doesn't matter. We're going to see if any of them can provide us facts that any of the laws that they so willingly enforce actually apply to anybody. And when I mean facts, I want facts, not their opinion. I want facts. You know, in their own courts, opinions or assumptions are not sufficient to satisfy proving an element of a crime. All elements of a crime must be satisfied with facts, not opinions or assumptions. So I need the facts, because applicability of a law is an element of a crime. If you're being charged with a crime, let's say, I don't know, jaywalking. Let's say you just safely walked right across the street, a cop catches you, says, hey, you didn't walk across the street at the crosswalk. That's against the law. And they give you a ticket. You go to court to fight the ticket. And you hold up a guilty plea and you say, Your Honor, I'm more than willing to sign this guilty plea. I just need to be fully informed before I do so. So I'd like to have the prosecutor furnish me with the facts that prove the law he's charging me under actually applies to me. He can never supply those facts because they don't exist. And cases are getting dismissed all the time for lack of evidence. And no media is covering it. But I'm going to start covering it. Mark Stevens has been covering it. It's time more people get on board and cover it as well. All right, let's see how high we've climbed up here already. Let's take a look, shall we? We've been going uphill this whole time. So let's take a look. Right around this corner. Take a look at this. Some bomb-ass desert landscape out here. Oh yeah. It is toasty though, that's for sure. All right. So, we're going to continue making videos and hopefully you'll all join us. And we'll be able to keep moving forward. And hopefully one day we can all abolish government and just live peacefully amongst each other, owning our own lives, peacefully and voluntarily interacting with others. That's the dream right there. That's the goal. It's time to evolve past the idea of a ruling elite. It's time to evolve past the idea of having any type of ruler whatsoever other than yourself. You rule your own life. There should be one law. Do no harm. That's it. Just do no harm. I want to get these cannabis laws completely abolished. We've got untold number of people locked in human beings locked in cages right now for nothing more than growing pot or selling pot or even just utilizing pot. Human beings have been assaulted and caged, kidnapped, and held hostage for a system. It's insanity. No victim, no crime. Plain and simple. These laws are out of control. And this idea that we can just, enforce laws willy-nilly. I can tell you all something right now. My freedoms, my liberties are more important than your laws. My kids' freedoms, my kids' liberties, they're more important than your laws. Your freedoms, your liberties, they're more important than their laws. It's crazy how we've come to accept these insane laws as, we're a land of laws. No, we're not. We're a land of freedom, for crying out loud. Or at least we're supposed to be. But that's the way it goes. Anyways, guys, till next time, subscribe to the channel. We're just doing this on the fly right now, but believe me, there's going to be a lot of structure invested into this Freetarian show. And we're going to start challenging authority face to face. And we're going to demand answers. We're going to demand answers, and we're going to do it in spectacular fashion. It's time to start questioning big government. It's time to really start promoting the idea that, yeah, we do own ourselves, and motherfucker, you don't got any authority whatsoever to tell me not to smoke cannabis, or tell me not to smoke cannabis, or tell me not to walk across the street, or to tell me I should even get a driver's license. Seriously considering letting my driver's license expire and saying, fuck it. I don't need their friggin' piece of card, pay money for their card with my picture and information on it to drive on the roads that I paid for, to drive in a car that I paid for. Who the fuck they think they are? Question is, for my own self-preservation and my own protection, I definitely would like to have insurance. Is there still a company out there that would be willing to insure me if I didn't have a government license? Maybe we can get somebody in the insurance business that wants to open up a Bitcoin insurance company and offer some insurance. Absent any government rules or regulations, just do it by contract. I mean, the idea is if I hit somebody, they should be made whole again. Or if I damage my car should be made whole again. And so that's what I'm looking for in insurance. So if there's, some insurance expert out there that wants to become enterprising and has that entrepreneurial spirit and decides, you know what, I'm going to start my own insurance company outside of the system in the private market, completely private, absent any government. And maybe you want to provide services for insurance with Bitcoin as payment. And if someone can do that in a way that is effective, guaranteed, I think that would be a great thing. I think that would definitely be a great thing. Anyways, I don't know where this show is ultimately going to take us, because I don't understand how government's going to respond when we begin challenging their authority over us. But we're definitely going to do that, and so we are going to find out. And we're going to find out in short order exactly where government stands on citizens, understanding that they own themselves. So we're really kind of hoping that we'll get some real good reactions, real good footage out of them, and we'll expose them for what they really are, and that's criminals. They're absolutely criminals. Till next time, guys, peace out. Subscribe to the channel, share it around, and yeah, let's get freedom done.